Games, Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, and with a track by track, we are taking a look at Mastodon's Leviathan, the second album by the American heavy metal band. Released in 2004 on Relapse Records, it is Mastodon's first concept album, loosely based on the 1851 novel Moby Dick by Herman Melville. And contrary to popular belief, this is not the best concept album they did, or the best album they did. Crack the Sky, the Sky, people. Yes. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful album. Generally emotionally beautiful at times. Really, really showed them to step up. I mean, I do like this album a lot. I do. I'm a big fan of Mastodon, but I wonder if you'd agree with this. They've got better.
Oh yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
And I know that's not popular opinion because I think a lot of fans prefer the more progressive edge they had in the earlier days compared to some of the straightforward, catchy stuff they would do in later albums. Yeah. Give me that catchy shit all day long. Yeah. Because basically, give me Troy Sanders' voice only. That man, and he does not sing enough on this. Yeah. That's my biggest complaint. Yeah. Is I could listen to him.
Who's the other one?
Brrraains,
that's
the
it.
drummer.
I get confused. Because I think Crack the Sky is in between for me.
In between, what do you mean?
So sometimes there's. Am I getting confused with albums? Okay.
Crack the Sky came after this.
Yeah, and it's got things like Oblivion on it and things like that. Yeah. So but I really enjoyed this, giving it a full listen through.
Same, yeah. And it's concise. It's not overly long. There is a very long track in it, but it's not overly long. It's very, very neat and tidy. It's well produced. It's a reason why it's considered a classic, album and that. And it starts off with, I have heard this track so many times, and normally I'd be like, it's overplayed. I will never get tired of hearing Blood and Thunder.
Same, I can listen to it any.
The moment that down kicks in, I think that as soon as that, I'm like, yeah, man, this is banging.
Because I remember seeing the video, when I first saw the video, I was like, okay, the video is fucking rocking as well, and it goes with it. And it always feels like, if someone said, oh, why do you like heavy metal?
This is a great example of that.
This is why I listen to it, and they'd be like, oh yes, that's what he has.
Yeah, this is what I would you show people, and I find it hard that even non-metal fans would be like, yeah, that's not banging, because even the chorus there, and it features Neil Fallon, who, again, I mean, it's Neil Fallon. He's one of the best vocalists, most likable, fronting one of the best rock bands out there in Clutch. So that's a fucking another bonus as well. It's such a banger. Like I said, it's a bit overplayed, and it's a more straightforward Mastodon track, but it's I've got nothing bad to say about it. It's one of the best Mastodon tracks ever. Yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely. Good start.
Absolutely. I Am Ahab. Strong riffing, strong sense of progressive tied up on a shorter variation of what the band are capable of. The only thing I will have an issue with is I don't rate the vocals here.
Oh, I like the vocals.
I think it tied into what I said, is that going back to this, where you listen to more modern Mastodon, I want to hear more Troy. So when I'm not getting it, I don't know if I like Mastodon as well, with it's not Troy or even Brrraains predominantly singing. Yeah. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. I get that.
Sea Beast. I love the progressive heaviness of this track. There's a much deeper musical narrative here, and the varying vocals fit with the busted up rhythm, as I called it. And I really love the chuggy riffs at the end.
I liked it. I said I never read the book, but when you kind of picture,
Moby Dick.
I know Moby Dick. But it's just like so many images. So when you listen to this song, makes you think of like the sea, and I really get the idea of it.
I think it nails the concept. Yeah.
Yeah, and so having never read the book and just a loose concept of what the book's about, I'm like, yeah, this is really, really cool.
Yeah. So. Island. Bit of a negative on this one. One of the songs I'll admit I've really, really heard. I don't really, really remember at all, but I found it as good reason. It's a bit messy and it doesn't have any hooks. There was nothing about it that grabbed me at all.
It felt a bit punky, a bit raw for me.
So, I get that.
Out of sync with it, but I quite enjoyed the like, when it first kicked in. I was like, okay.
Oh no, see, I just went, oh, this is messy. I don't like Mastodon are not a messy band to me. Mastodon are very clean, very clear, very concise. They know exactly what they're doing. Every riff has a point. There's rarely anything chucked in. They're not guys that are doing 2-minute long solos for the sake of doing a fucking solo. So I mean, this was one where it was like, that's not well put together. Iron Tusk, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Much better, much more groovy, much chuggier, strong ass riffs. This is an infectious one.
Yeah, I said the drumming is so good, and I put a nice meaty opening.
Yeah. Iron Tusk is a fantastic track.
Really
Talking about fantastic tracks, Megalodion. Megalodon?
Megalodon.
Megalodion.
Megalodon, yeah.
It's a highlight of the album for me. The initial mellow progressive guitar gives way to a really powerful burst of life. It's very eclectic, which is what I like about Mastodon, but very memorable.
I said it wasn't my favourite for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's one of the best of the album.
Oh, okay. Different on that one.
Naked Burn. Great riffs. The clean vocals are great. Drawn out and quite impactful. The wicked melodic drop is a particular stand. And when I say melodic, I don't mean like super Weezer style dropping like that. It's not, but there's a clear definition between where it's quite chuggy and heavy and stuff like that, and it's a little bit here's some clean little hooks and lines and that kind of thing.
I like Troy singing "Save Yourself."
Yeah.
When that starts, I'm like, I love that. Such a standout.
More of him, please.
Yeah, love all that.
Aqua Dementia, which features Scott Kelly. Wild, very heavy, and far more intense vocally than most of the tracks here.
I thought it reminded me of like Fighting Tides. So it's like it felt like it came in waves of stuff.
Okay, all right.
So again, like going back to the whole concept of it, it did fit. It felt really fitted, like it fitted in for me. Like it felt like tides and stuff. Like, and really sort of sludgy riffs.
Okay.
That's what made me feel like you're kind of fighting against it. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. Yeah, yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Well, let's see what you think of this one then. It is Hearts Alive. And putting it simply, how enormous is this? Over 14 minutes, and these are my words, so you'll instantly get what I think. Over 40 minutes of progressive epicness. Mastodon take us on a myriad of emotions here. I love it. Time just flies by. And any doubt that Mastodon had way more than massive riffs in a tank was out the window here.
Yeah.
This I feel like was a big, like, although it's not often talked about in relation, I think this might have been a big moment for them to show that actually, yeah, like we have these progressive edges, but we have massive riffs and these different styles in the tracks, which are tied up in 3, 4, 5 minute long tracks. But no, this is actually what we can do. Something they would, I would say, an early precursor to Crack the Sky. Yeah.
Yeah, so I really liked it. It's like epic. It's like really ramps up the intensity. It's epic solo at the end. I said quite a journey, which is what you just said. It kind of just takes you along.
It's a big ask of anyone when it's tracks 14 minutes long, but I feel like Mastodon do this one fine. I think I didn't notice it was 14 minutes.
And it's a brave move to have long songs like that, because you've got to make sure that you do, like I say, take people on a journey. It's not just meandering like.
Particularly in your second album.
Yeah.
It's only a second album.
So.
And you could argue that braver than that is that that wasn't the last track.
No.
That wasn't the last track. In fact, Joseph Merrick, which is an instrumental, is the final track. And you could certainly say, well, maybe you didn't really need this considering Hearts Alive, but you were wrong.
Yeah.
We did need this. Because it's somber, reflective, nice melodies. It's only a couple of minutes long. I think although it's got a title, it could just be called Outro.
Yeah.
And it would be perfectly great.
Yeah, it takes you away from the yeah.
You know what I thought it was? It's the warm down. Oh, you've just had a workout with Hearts Alive. And, what do you do after a hefty workout? The idea is to warm down, ease out. Yeah. This is what Joseph Merrick is.
Yeah. I say I really love this album.
Yep.
Listening to it again. I say obviously like what you said at the start. Obviously, Crack the Sky, it kind of starts to build, and obviously compare it to why can't I remember What's All Around the Sun and things like that. It's so far from this.
Well, I wouldn't say so far.
Not so, but like when you see them live and stuff, you hear songs from all different eras and stuff. You're like, that's really cool.
When you contrast songs on this to something like High Road, which I love High Road,
Yeah.
off Once More Around the Sun, you can, there's a very clear difference. And I guess it's now a matter of which Mastodon do you prefer. We've already said at the start which one we do, but this doesn't take away from the quality of this album. Yeah. It's certainly one of the more agreeable track by tracks, I think, where we both just agree it's a great fucking album.
Yeah, and I quite like the journey I've gone on with Mastodon as well, because at first it was like, I know Blood and Thunder.
Yeah.
I didn't know hardly anything apart from that, and I got into more and more, and then when I heard Oblivion, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go back and find more. We did this track by track, so you kind of just really kind of delve a bit deeper.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I agree.
Really impressed, yeah.
Here you go, Mastodon's Leviathan. Let us know what you think of it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?